So I was looking through. I was chilling out, relaxing, all cool and all. Is that even the lyric? I think I butchered the lyric. Anyway, I was scrolling through Twitch, right? You're going through the Twitch browse and you're looking for things. You're looking for people to watch, and I came across. I was looking for Omen players specifically. I was scrolling through looking to see if anybody was playing Omen. You look for like the gloves and everything. I've gotten really good at identifying who's playing Omen based off of his gloves alone. And I was looking for streamers who are playing him because nobody freaking plays Omen. I'm looking for top tier players who are playing Omen at like a good like competitive rank because I want to see some Omen strats. I want to see how they utilize the character and like the ways that he can be effective, right? And the only streamer that I came across who was actually playing the game as Omen was actually Sean Garris, and it was actually really interesting because he was actually talking about Omen. He was talking about how strong he thinks that Omen is, and it was really funny because I think that one of the problems. I need to pause that right there. One of the problems that is probably going to occur for people once the rank comes out and people are actually looking to play Omen in rank, because Omen's getting a lot of attention right now because of people like Flex Ninja, because of people like Spoils FPS, because of people like myself even. Maybe that's crying myself too much, but because these people are making all these montages of like doing these flashy Omen plays, a lot of people are going to be loading into these games, these competitive games, and just doing stupid shit as Omen, just trying to get away with these like dumb plays. And I was like, I think that Omen is actually more well utilized with like a more passive play style. And I was trying to like find a way to like describe to people why it is like so detrimental when you're playing Omen like with these like hyper aggressive plays and stuff like that. And I think that beyond the fact that we do have a video coming out tomorrow and it's called The Dark Side of the Aggressive Omen Plays, which just kind of like emphasizes the way that you will actually like get yourself killed a lot of the times when you do these plays. I think that there's another like glaring fault to these plays. And I never like I knew how to describe it exactly. But Sean Garris kind of highlighted it right here in this clip. For the record, when he says these things, he mentions Flex Ninja. He's not hating on Flex Ninja or anything. I know that he actually respects Flex Ninja, and I think that people like Flex are a very good example of the things that you can do with a character like this. I love highlighting these aggressive Omen plays because there are things that he can do, right? It's very interesting. You can get very creative with his kit. But
I have IGL brain. I also am like a little bit tainted by the fact that obviously like I have IGL brain, so I know if like I had a player like me on my team that was just trolling like this, that I'd get really triggered. So I try not to go overboard with that kind of stuff. And I'm like way too supportive with my smokes sometimes. Like yesterday when we played the tournament, I was super supportive with the smokes, like throwing them across the map. If you want to play the way Flex Ninja's playing, which is good, you have to play more selfishly with your smokes because a lot of the times you're teleporting using them, right? Like you're using them to like cut angles off.
I think this is a really good example of like one of the problems of playing like
do something like this, right? Where
I'm gonna highlight it in a minute.
That and that. And
I don't know why anybody would ever do this TP, but it's just an example, right?
And then fucking just like you're in garage all of a sudden, you know, like it. But those smokes don't recharge. Like if your team then needs a smoke to like hit a site, you're out of smokes for 35 seconds, you know.
And not only are you out of smokes, you're also out of teleports. And we kind of highlight this in our video that's it'll be coming out. It was, if you're watching it live previously, we did like a VOD review and stuff like that. This is kind of like the issue with a lot of these things. Omen is actually a support character. Like he actually is, right? And you can do these crazy aggressive plays and like they're a lot of fun to do, right? But if you only have 2 smokes and you only have 2 teleports within your utility and you use both of these like abilities to set yourself up for these plays, then that leaves you with nothing to react at, like past that point, right? So if you do end up doing it and it ends up being like really rewarding and you get like a ton of kills for doing it, that's freaking awesome, right? But if you do end up doing this and you don't get anything, right, and then it just doesn't work out well, and it's like, well, shit, okay, nobody was over there. I used both of my smokes. Now they're pushing a site on A or something like that. It just doesn't work out well for you. That can be like incredibly punishing, right? Even if you don't get yourself killed doing these things, it can still be like, okay, well, shit, I used all of my utility within the first like 10 seconds of the round. And like I'm basically like trolling at this point, right? And that's an example that he used. If somebody was just like literally like, if you're never gonna see Hiko playing Omen, right, in a competitive game and just like yeeting himself into the enemy team, like it's like too risky, right? It's very risky plays, and you are seeing the best of the best when you're watching a player like Flex or like Spoils or like myself, where we do these crazy plays and we upload these montages. The problem is they're exciting to see. They're fun to watch. Everybody loves to see like the star moment of like this is when it was like beautiful and stuff like that. But like, keep in mind, these like smokes that I'm about to throw right now, like these don't serve a lot of purpose, right? Don't forget that other agents are not as effective. What do you mean by other agents are not as effective? So like, if I'm using this player right here, right? If I'm gonna use a smoke like this, like this. And then like I don't know, say I'm smoking out this position right here, right? And then I'm gonna TP into the smoke right here. I'm gonna try to pull this TP as well. I'm gonna like TP into the back line or something. Oh, that was a bad smoke or a bad TP. But like say like hypothetically, this is a play that I'm gonna make. I've used both of my smokes, both of my TPs. If nobody else is here, say you even couple it with your blind or something like that, right? That is all of your utility out in the beginning of the round. If I don't get 2-3 kills off of this play, or I guess the 2 kills would probably be worth it, right? You get 2 kills off of it. But if you don't, then it's like, okay, well, fuck. Now they all pushed out A. They're all pushing out A. I need to go for a retake over here. Okay, well, I guess we run back. I don't have any smokes for this retake. I don't have my blind for the retake. I can't TP in over here. Okay, maybe I go through ropes. Okay, somebody's right here. Somebody's watching this thing. How do I deal with? I just have to dry peek it. Like it gets so uncomfortable at that point, right? You used everything. You've used your entire kit for the purpose of this play, and it didn't work out. It's just like the thing that you could do instead, right? Rather than going for these crazy aggressive plays, which are high risk, high reward, you can get high reward from it. We've seen clips of people getting 5 kills with them, right? But what else? Like what could we do, right? This is a specific one way that I've seen Mopork do, and I saw Sean talking about it as well. You could smoke this location right here. Anybody who tries to push up here, they freaking die. They die. They can't challenge this right here. This one way is so freaking strong. Anybody who's pushing up here, they're not gonna be able to take this engagement. You see their feet like way before they're gonna see anything. They could try to pre-fire it. It's just not gonna work out well for them. And you're thinking, okay, well, there's one way, right? You can do these literally anywhere. You can do them in so many different places. You can do it on this wall right here, right? Here's a one way right like that. Anybody trying to peek this angle? Oh my gosh, like they're gonna struggle with that. You could do it right on this wall right here. Anybody trying to peek this one way, right? Like you can do them literally all over the map. You can do it over here on B too. You can hang these things on like any wall in the game, dude. It's actually nuts. Utilizing these one-way smokes rather than going for these crazy TPs where you need to TP into the enemy, right? You can just drop them like this, right? That one was not a one-way. I know there's one on this wall somewhere. What is it? Like right on this vent? Will do. That one's not amazing. Where did I find this one? These things can like you can do these things, right? Rather than using your blind to like entry for yourself, you can use it to support your team, right? If people are pushing in over here and my teammates are playing like right here and they're all pushing in, I could actually just blind like right here and then I could come for this peak while my teammates are like kind of mowing down stuff. Or like even on entry, if you're playing on the other half of the site, I can use this blind to help my team out rather than having to like do these crazy plays where I like have to blind for myself and then I go for like the TP where I like land over here and then like I like try to like mow all these guys down. These are so risky plays. And like the reward is high, like I've mentioned before, the reward is very high for doing these things. But I just don't think that is the number one way to play Omen. I think that his kit can be so useful otherwise, and like doing these aggressive plays, although they're flashy and they're fun and they look good, it's probably not the way to play Omen. And you're gonna see so many Omens doing this kind of stuff in rank. Like the more popular these plays get, the more Omens that you're gonna see people doing this, and they're just gonna get themselves killed. They're literally just gonna get themselves killed. I'm just trying to help Omen players, dude, because a lot of people watch Flex Ninja. If you're doing these aggressive Omen plays, you need to understand that at some point, like I said earlier, you're not going to see Hiko go into a competitive game and start like full teleporting, fully like eating himself into the enemy team. You're not going to see Hiko roll into like an actual competitive tournament and do like double TPs right here, like, oh crazy, I'm teleporting on top of the frog trying to go for that's just not going to happen, right? It might happen once in a blue moon, but that's not how Omen's going to be played. Omen's going to be played more passively because there is a correct way to play Omen. I don't want to call it correct because like obviously you can pull off these aggressive plays and sometimes there are correct times to be doing this, right? Sometimes in times, that's what I just said. Sometimes there is times where it is the correct decision or it might be like a good decision to pull off these plays. But for the most part, you're going to need to learn how to play a more passive Omen style. You're just going to have to, right? You're not going to be able to go full balled steep because you're going to run into a wall. Eventually there's going to be a wall there, and whether your wall is gold 3 or a moral 2 or even like I don't know, like low Valorant or something like that, you're going to hit a wall eventually where players are going to counter you, and you're going to have to resort to a more passive play style where you can't just eat yourself into the enemy team and get 6 kills because players are just going to learn how to adapt to it, right? You're going to hit this point at some point in time, and you need to know how to play Omen when you do hit that point. And that's why I would really suggest loading into these games. Go check out Mopork's videos too. If you don't watch Mopork, he has like a ton of freaking one-way videos that'll show you how to like use these smokes to your advantage. One that I use in mid sometimes over here. I'll go back in mid. You saw me use that aggressive smoke where I put it on top of the boxes and stuff. Just drop this smoke right here. This is a good one-way. Look at that. Anybody, you're gonna see their like feet poke out from underneath it. That one's all right. You can also utilize this one right here. This one's gonna be difficult for them to push. Use that one-way smoke right there. Okay, that one didn't land. Okay, shit. I hate it when it does this to me because it looks like it's not like a real one-way, right? It looks really awkward. So that one. That one's a little high, I think, but you get the gist. You can kind of hang it on this wall. And look at that. That one's gonna be difficult for people to peek. Anybody peeking this is gonna have just an entire smoke in their way. You're gonna see their feet. I get kills with these things all the time. People underestimate the actual like power of one-way smokes.